Hey guys, how y'all doing? Welcome to a new weekend reading vlog. So I'm actually starting this one on Friday, well technically a couple minutes before Friday because it's not quite midnight yet, we got a couple more minutes. But I am doing a special weekend reading vlog, an ambitious weekend reading vlog. So I'm planning on reading the entire Scythe Trilogy this weekend. These books aren't small. Well, these ones aren't too big. This is a literal brick. Yeah, so I'm planning on reading all of these this weekend, which is why I'm starting on Friday, so I at least have 3 days to try to read 3 not small books. Why am I doing this to myself? I don't know. I have already read Scythe and Thunderhead before. I read them back in 2018, and I love these books so much, and they were incredible. And so when The Toll came out last year, I didn't get around to it right away, and I was like, you know what, I think I want to reread these ones before getting to this one, just so I have like the best idea going into this one, the best memory of everything, because I'm already kind of feeling a lot of details slipping away from me. I'm pretty sure I read these in the beginning of the year of 2018, so it's been a while since I've read these, so I'm really excited to reread them and get to this one. So let's talk about my game plan for how I think I'm actually going to accomplish this. So I don't have any plans this weekend. Obviously we're in quarantine. I have nothing else to do besides like writing and YouTube, but YouTube is taken care of. I've got my video going up on Saturday. I've got a video ready for Monday, so I don't have to worry this weekend about filming or editing. Like, I am set. Okay, I have videos pre-filmed that I need to edit, but I can wait until next week. Like, I'm ready. Okay, I might write tomorrow depending on how reading goes tonight, like once I finish this clip. Anyways, game plan. Obviously, starting with Scythe. I don't know how late I want to stay up tonight. We'll see how tired I get, but I would like to get at least a third of the way through this one. But I definitely want to finish this on Friday, and also would love to start Thunderhead. My game plan is to essentially give myself as much time to read The Toll as possible because it is the fattest book. But yeah, and I've also heard not the best things about this book. I know that this is like people's least favorite in the series. I'm hoping that I don't agree with those people. I'm hoping that I love it just as much as these first 2 books. But I'm scared that it's going to take me a bit longer to get through, especially since it's new material. I haven't read this before, and so I want to make sure that I'm soaking in every detail, whereas these ones, or I read them before, so they're going to be slightly easier to read. So basically the plan is to read all of this on Friday, maybe at least half of this as well. That would be cool. So that's kind of the game plan, so that I can have ample time to read The Toll. I don't know if I'll actually be able to pull this off. I'm hoping that I can, because like I said, I don't have any plans this weekend, but every time I set myself ambitious reading goals for the weekend, I always end up doing random things instead, like playing Uno with my dad, or like just doing nothing. So I'm going to try to make sure that I'm like focused on reading, because I really want to read all 3 of these books this weekend. Like, I really would rather this not continue to next week, because I have other books that I really want to be reading as well, but I'm excited. I'm going to sit down now and read Scythe, and I am so freaking excited for this book. I love this world and this series so much. I'm really excited for this, so let's just get reading because I'm wasting precious time. It's past midnight, let's go! Okay, so I'm only like a chapter into the book, but I just want to talk about like this world a little bit. So basically the world in this book, they have conquered death. There's no more like natural causes to death. There's no disease, no like anything like that. They basically like conquered everything. They know everything. Everything is good. But to keep the population in check, there are these people who are appointed scythes who get to glean people. Sometimes you can be granted immunity for it for like 12 months or like whatever. Yeah, it's really interesting. It's a really interesting concept, because obviously if you can't die naturally, there has to be some order put in place to keep the population in check, otherwise the world would just become too overpopulated and it would just be crazy. And it's just such an interesting concept to think about, and there's something kind of appealing about the idea, especially in the times that we're living in now of like no disease. So obviously in this world something like COVID-19 wouldn't exist. So there's something appealing in that, knowing that you can't get sick and you can't die from that. But then there's the other side where you never know. I mean, I was gonna say like you never know when you're gonna die, like any day a scythe could knock on your door and just decide to glean you, but then I'm like, but you could die any day anyways. Like, you could go down the street and get hit by a car. You get murdered. Like, every time you leave your house, potentially you could die. Not to freak you out, but like, you know, any day could be the last day of your life. And so just like, I don't know why I was like, as I was reading that chapter, I was thinking that would be like so scary to think that like somebody could just come kill you at any time. But then I was like, well, that's kind of life anyways. It's just not like specific people appointed to kill you. It's just like anything can kill you. Right? But then, like, the idea of immunity is so interesting. So, like, if someone were to be granted immunity, then, like, that gives you a relief knowing that at least for this next amount of time you can't die. There's also something appealing about that. I don't know. It's a very weird thing, and it's something to think about whether or not this is more humane or better than the world that we currently live in. Like, if this is something that we wouldn't mind seeing our world turned into. I don't know. It's something to think about, you know? Also, something else to consider, there's something else, like, in this world, like, you can reset yourself. So, like, you can reset your age. So, like, if you're old, you can turn yourself to be younger, and I also think that's really interesting, and I'm just kind of thinking, like, if I was getting old, what age would I want to turn back to? And I have no idea, because, like, I wouldn't necessarily want to go through high school again, but then again, I liked being high school age, I just didn't like being in high school. So, like, if I didn't have to go to school, I think 15 or 16 would be, like, my ideal age. Because, like, you're still a kid, you can still have fun with your friends, and you don't have that many responsibilities. You know, but then at the same time, like, I don't know. If you guys had the opportunity, like, if you were in this Scythe world, and you were getting old, and you could turn yourself back to any age, what age would you guys turn yourself back to? Let me know down below in the comments, because I think that's also something that's really, really interesting about this world, and also, like, an interesting thing to just, like, think about. Something to ponder, I guess. I don't know, it's interesting. Okay, I just read the next sentence, and it said, some people reset to 21, which is the youngest genetic therapy could take a person, but there's a rumor that they're trying to get it down to the teens. So, I mean, I guess I couldn't turn back because I'm not even 20 yet. I'm turning 20 later this year. Let's just pretend that you can go back to your teens and let me know down below still. Although it's funny, I just read another sentence. It says, why would anyone in their right mind want to be a teenager more than once? It's pretty funny. So this isn't a spoiler, but there's a scene where a Scythe, our main Scythe Faraday, is out and about shopping, grocery shopping, and there's a kid who's following him, a teenager, and he grabs his ring, which if you kiss a Scythe's ring, it grants you immunity for a year, and so he's trying to sneak a kiss on the ring. So the kid says, I've got immunity for a year and you can't undo it, I know the rules. And Scythe Faraday says, yes, good for you. You have 365 days of immunity. And then looking him in the eyes said, and I'll be seeing you on day 366. And I just think that's so funny, because now the kid's just going to be worrying for the next year that he's going to be gleaned after the year's over. It's pretty clever. He says that he's like, doesn't have to like go through with the threat for it to work. And having a job that's so depressing, having to kill people every day, you know? I think you gotta have some fun with it sometimes, I guess, but still, it's kind of messed up because that poor kid's gonna be thinking about it the next year, but like, you shouldn't have snuck up on a Scythe like that and tried to cheat the system. Serves you right. So I'm now in chapter 6, and chapter 6 opens up with a flight, and I'm just thinking, like, there is no death by accidents or by old age or anything, or by disease. And so getting on a plane would be a lot less scary in this world. I like the idea of that. Like, there are some things with this new way of living, this post-mortality world, that I wouldn't mind us having. Like, just being able to get on a plane and knowing that it's not going to crash and you're not going to die in that plane is really, like, reassuring. Like, when I'm not, like, a nervous flyer. I don't think about it too much when I'm flying, but it's always kind of, like, in the back of my mind, like, this plane could crash and I could die. But I'm also the same way, like, in a car. Do you know what I mean? I just kind of like that reassurance, especially since I have anxiety and I could think about this stuff far too often, just knowing that, like, you're not going to die from, like, a car accident or, like, a plane crash or anything like that. I like the idea of that, like, reassurance, for sure. I don't know, there are just certain things about this world that I do kind of wish we had, and also, like, especially with this pandemic going on, like, it'd be nice, you know, to be able to leave my house and go places and not feel like I'm going to catch this disease and then die or kill people that I love by transmitting it to them. I'm going to keep reading. Okay, yeah, so I take that all back. I don't know if this is a spoiler or not. Skip ahead if you don't want to hear it, but basically a group of Scythes came onto the plane and said this entire plane's been chosen for gleaning. So, like, you're not crashing the plane unless they choose to crash it. I don't know, I don't remember. But, like, oof. So there's still a chance. You're not safe anywhere. So really, it's not much different than our world. It's just somebody is choosing when and how you die instead of natural causes. Either way, dying sucks. So, let's continue. Okay, so I'm currently on page 106, and it is 1:40 a.m. I still want to read for a bit longer, even though I am getting pretty tired, but I want to make more progress. But I'm just going to go grab another package of tabs, because I've run out of orange tabs, and I want to take all my makeup off, because I can just tell that I'm getting really tired, so it needs to come off. Yeah, I can only see myself reading like another chapter or two, because I am getting quite tired, but I've made progress enough where I think I will be able to finish this book tomorrow, but I would like to read more. Okay, so it's now 2:33 in the morning. I'm on page 145, so I'm that far into the book. I was expecting to get around this far into the book before feeling like I had to go to bed, so I feel like that's pretty good. And I'm confident that I can finish this tomorrow if I, like, set my mind to it. So I'm gonna head to bed. I have no idea what time I'm gonna get up tomorrow because obviously it is really late. But I want this to kind of be my main priority tomorrow above everything else. So I guess we'll see how that goes. I really love this book. I find the world just so interesting and the characters. And the only complaints that I really have about this series from the first two books that I've read is the romance. I just don't find it necessary. It just kind of is random and kind of just thrown in there almost like, oh, most books have romance, so I should just throw a romance in here. That's kind of what it feels like. It feels like they're like, oh, here's a boy and a girl, let's make them like each other, and I don't like it. It doesn't feel like it has a place within the story. Whatever. I'm also not opposed to it. Like, it doesn't necessarily bother me. I just don't think it's very necessary. But I'll see you guys tomorrow at some point, but it's time for bed. Okay, so it is now 12:42. It's Friday, obviously, and I'm about to sit down and do some more reading in Scythe. I'm all ready for the day, but I'm hoping to finish this today and also start Thunderhead, so we'll see how that goes because I do have quite a bit left. I'm not even halfway through yet, so we gotta sit down and we gotta read. We gotta read a whole heck of a lot, so let's do this thing. Okay, so it is now 2:25. I'm on page 272. I got distracted on my phone a couple of times, so I probably could be quite a bit farther than I currently am. But I need to stop and eat something because I haven't eaten anything since breakfast, and that was hours ago, and I'm pretty hungry. I just don't really know what I want to eat, so I need to figure that out. But I just found out my mom is dragging me out grocery shopping when she comes home, which I'm not happy about because I don't like leaving my house, and the lines at Costco are crazy, so that's unfortunate. So that will probably be at least a couple of hours taken out of my reading time, which I'm really not happy about. I do believe that I will finish this today and still have time for Thunderhead, so that's amazing. And I'm starting to think that I might be able to actually finish the entire trilogy this weekend if I like stay as committed to it as I am with Scythe right now. But yeah, I need to drink something, I need to eat something. I feel like I'm wasting away, so I need to find something to eat out of the very limited food that we have. And I'll update you guys when I sit down and do some more reading. Hey guys, so it is now 8:05 and I just finished Scythe by Neil Shusterman. I had to stop reading when I was so close to the end because my mom dragged me to Costco and we were literally there for 2.5 hours, and I just don't want to talk about it. I'm in such a bad mood because of it. I really hate all of the stuff that's going on in the world right now, and it just makes me very stressed, so we're not going to talk about it. But then I had to have dinner, so I haven't been reading for a while, but I did just sit down and finally crank out those last few pages. And I do have to say, I think I enjoyed my first time reading this a little bit more. I think it's one of those books where it's just so special to that first read because of like the plot twists and the crazy things going on that once you reread it, like, you already know what's gonna happen. And I have a pretty bad memory, but there were a couple of things that I did remember, and then as I was reading, things came back to me, so I wasn't like as shocked or like crazed about anything that was happening because I already knew it was gonna happen, but I can appreciate the story, and I still love this book so much, and this world is so interesting. So I really loved this. I'm really happy that I reread it because it's so good. I do have to say, I still don't care for the romance. I just kind of wish, like, if he was gonna add a romance, he would have committed to it a little bit more, like maybe put more scenes with the couple together. so that I could have like come to appreciate their romance, but theirs wasn't there. I feel like he didn't fully commit to the romance because there just wasn't time for it with everything else going on in the story. I think they could have just stayed friends, and so that's kind of how I choose to view it. I'm just viewing them as friends, and that's fine. It's okay. So I'm gonna pick up Thunderhead in a minute here and try to see how much I can get of this done today. I probably have about 4-ish hours until I go to bed. 4.5, kind of depending on when I want to go to bed. So I'm assuming that I can get a lot done of this if I just sit down and read for the majority of that time. I'm assuming I'm going to go on my phone a couple of times during that, maybe watch a YouTube video or two, depending what's been uploaded. But I am very excited to continue to this one, because when I first read it, I couldn't decide if I liked Scythe or Thunderhead more, but I think I'm going to like Thunderhead a little bit more. I definitely remember less from this one, so I'm wondering if that will change my experience rereading it. I'm not too sure, but I'm going to, I think, chill on my phone for a few minutes, and then I will start reading Thunderhead, and I am so excited. So it is currently 11:40. I've been reading Thunderhead. It's upside down. I'm on page 100. I'm on page 116. So I'm literally not that far into this book. Like, I've hardly made a dent into it, and I'm feeling really, really tired. And I honestly don't even know why. I don't want to go to bed yet. I want to keep reading, because I genuinely want to be able to say that I read the entire Scythe Trilogy in one weekend. And I just know that if I don't read more of this book tonight, and if I leave all of this to be read tomorrow, then I'm hardly going to make a dent in the toll, and then I'm not going to be able to finish the toll on Sunday. But I think I am going to try to get as far into this as I possibly can. Read until my brain no longer is retaining the information. So far I am enjoying it. I'm really excited to keep on reading, because I honestly hardly remember anything from this book. So already I'm like, alright, you know. Anyways, I'm gonna go, and I will talk to you guys later. It is now 12:38, and I'm on page 178 of Thunderhead. I still might try to get halfway, or like as close to halfway as I can, because I think that's going to give me the best chance possible of finishing all of these books this weekend. So that's the plan. I'm going to go back to reading and see how much longer I can keep this up for. So I don't know what time it is, but I'm now on page 223, and I'm stopping for the night. I am not quite halfway through, but I am nearly there. I think it's page like 250 or something, so about 30-ish pages off from being halfway. But I cannot stay up for another half hour because I am just so exhausted. So I'm going to brush my teeth, I'm going to go to bed, and I will get back to this tomorrow. Hey guys, so it is 12:42 on Saturday now, and I'm on page 256. I have done some reading this morning before I got all ready for the day. I don't really have any more updates. I'm just going to try to read as much as I can and maybe try to finish this book before dinner, and then I will go ahead and start the toll after dinner. But I still have half this book to get through, so I gotta read. Hey guys, so it's 4:23, and I'm on page 423 of Thunderhead. And I was planning on just reading it and finishing it before dinner, and then taking like a bit of a break, and then starting the toll after dinner. But I'm just going insane because there are so many sounds going on around me that I keep getting annoyed and I keep getting distracted. I don't know, like there's something about sounds that just really irritate me. And yeah, I don't know, my dad's outside, I think, washing his car, and he's blaring his music in the yard, and that's bothering me. And then my neighbors are outside talking, and that's bothering me. And occasionally the other neighbor, their kids are playing on a swing set and screaming, and then my mom's in the bathroom cleaning and making noise, and I can't do it. And then our sky train is really loud, so that's making noise, and trains, and I can't. So I need to take a break and calm down, because I'm trying to read this, but I'm not appreciating the story because I just keep getting annoyed by everything going on around me. So I'm just going to blare my own music, block out everybody else, and just try to get some of my sanity back. So hopefully the next time I update you I won't be as annoyed. So it is 5:50, and I have managed to finish Thunderhead before dinner time. I'm so proud of myself. I forgot almost everything that happened in this book, and so part of it felt like I was reading it for the first time, but then I was kind of remembering things as I was reading, and I remembered like vague things. But that ending, I completely forgot everything about it. I had like a very hazy image in my head of a scene at the end, but I couldn't remember for the life of me what happened during that scene. I just remembered like the location of it, sort of. So now, what's gonna happen in the toll? So I finished this, so I've now finished 2 out of the 3 books that I need to read this weekend. And I think I am gonna just take a break until dinner, give my eyes a rest since I have been reading a lot. And I will start the toll after dinner. I'm on page like 26 or something of the toll, and I have not read for like an hour and a half. I don't even know. I've been on my phone messing around. I was on TikTok. I don't even like TikTok. This book is starting out, ow, I just stabbed myself. This book is starting out to be quite boring. I'm still keeping this spoiler free, but the way Thunderhead ends, it leaves things kind of crazy. And so at least the beginning of this book is dealing with characters that we don't really know. We've seen an appearance by one character that we are familiar with from the last book. And so I'm just kind of like, I don't know who these characters are. Like, I don't know what their like purpose is, and I don't feel like reading about characters that I don't know. So I'm kind of struggling, but I'm going to try to sit down and read more, and we're going to see how this goes. Hey guys, so it is almost 11 o'clock. There's 4 minutes to 11, and I'm on page 125. And I am feeling so tired. Like, normally I'm not that tired around this time. Like, I can stay up for a long time normally after this. But for some reason, today, it feels like it's 1 a.m. or something. It's just not, and I'm just feeling really tired. But I haven't really made that much of a dent into the toll yet. And I know that if I don't keep reading tonight, then I'm not going to be able to finish the book tomorrow. Like, I need to make a decent dent in this book tonight for any possibility of me finishing it tomorrow. Because if today is any inclination, I am running out of steam, and I've been reading a lot, and I don't know. The book is getting a little bit more interesting. We're starting to see characters that we recognize again, which is nice. I'm hoping that things do start to get interesting, because I have heard a lot of mixed reviews about this book. I was really hoping that I would not be somebody who's disappointed by it, but so far, it's not my favorite. But hopefully, there's a plot twist in these turn of events, and I will start to really enjoy it. But right now, I'm just kind of bored and really, really tired. So I'm going to try to read for as long as I can and see what I can do. This challenge is proving to be a little difficult, but I am so close, and I have to do it. Okay, so one of my favorite things about this trilogy and this world is that scythes, when they are appointed to be scythes, they get to choose like a new name. They take it from like a famous person. So in Thunderhead, we find out there's a Scythe Beyonce, which will never not be funny and iconic, but we just found out that there's a Scythe Presley, and he lives in Graceland. And I can't even express to you the amount of happiness that brings me, because I love Elvis. Okay, so it's currently 12:40 a.m. and I have about 400 pages left of the toll. And I'm trying to decide if I should just go to bed now, or if I should just keep reading and see how much I can get done, because I could finish this tomorrow. I kind of want to stay awake right now purely because I have Joey on my lap and I don't want to kick him out, and he's not allowed to sleep in here because he cannot be trusted with knickknacks everywhere. So I kind of don't want to go to bed because I don't want to kick him out. So it's kind of making me need to stay up. So I'm going to keep reading. Okay, so it is now 1:40. I've stopped reading for a while. I was playing with Joey and then I went to go brush my teeth. But I'm now on page 241 of the Toll, and I'm going to head to bed because I am exhausted and I really want to get some sleep. But I believe that if I can actually sit my ass down and read tomorrow just like I did today, then I will definitely be able to finish this tomorrow. I'm gonna go to bed. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hey guys, so it is Sunday. It is past 2 p.m. so I'm getting a bit of a late start to reading today. I have a lot that I need to read today. We'll see how this goes. I don't know if it's gonna go well. We're gonna read and we're gonna find out how this book goes. But I'm kind of nervous and I'm sad about it, so I'll update you guys once I've actually done some reading. Hey guys, so it's now 5:10 p.m. Still reading the Toll, and this kind of feels like torture, honestly. I'm on page 429. I am so close to finishing it, yet it feels a million miles away. This book just kind of feels never ending. Like, it just feels like it's never gonna end. I honestly couldn't even tell you what's really happening in the story, and I also just really don't care either. It's a really weird feeling because I love the first two books so much and I love the world, and yet I get to this book and I'm just so tired of it. Like, I just don't care about practically anything that's happening. And I also just don't understand the way the story is told. Like, the timeline is kind of confusing because parts of it are a few months after the events of Thunderhead happened, some of it's a year after, some of it's like years after, but it never like tells you what the timeline is. So like, I don't know when anything is happening. So that's confusing. We not loving this book. So I'm gonna read as much as I can right now before dinner, and then dinner will be a very welcome break, not only for my mind and my sanity, but also for my eyeballs, which are hurting. I'll try to finish it after dinner. So it's now 8:50, and I've finally finished the Toll. So I've done it. I read the entire trilogy this weekend. I read it in 3 days. Can't believe that I actually managed to accomplish that. Going into this, I genuinely thought that I would give up at some point and just not do it. But I did, and I'm proud. I didn't mind the ending of this book. I don't know, like, I thought it was a good ending, I guess. I think the whole journey to get there was so mind-numbingly boring and painful that it didn't feel worth it to me. This entire book didn't feel worth it. Obviously there were moments that I did enjoy because I do have some tabs in here, but all in all, like, this book was not what I was wanting. I honestly don't know what I was expecting going into this book after reading Thunderhead. Didn't really have any set expectations or theories or anything going into it. But let me tell you, this is not what I was expecting. This was not what I was wanting. The idea of the ending is kind of what I was expecting. I figured that's how this series would end. I just didn't anticipate everything leading up to it, and I especially didn't think that it would be so boring, especially since my first time reading these ones, my experiences were anything but boring. Like, I don't think I ever felt bored while reading either of these books, the first time or even the second time. Yeah, I don't know, there was just something about this one that just didn't hit right, and I don't know, I think that Neil Shusterman maybe just missed the mark. There's a lot of characters that we had never met before until this one, or didn't spend a lot of time with until this one, so I just like didn't care. I am very happy that I managed to read all 3 of these books because they are quite chunky, but at the same time, this experience was exhausting, and I don't know if I would ever attempt to do something like this again with books this large in such a short period of time. But overall, I'm glad that I did it. I finally read The Toll. It came out last November. I finally read it. So that was my reading the Scythe Trilogy in a weekend vlog. I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. If you did, give it a huge thumbs up. Comment down below if you guys thought I would actually accomplish this, like if you thought I would actually read all 3 books. And let me know what your thoughts are on the trilogy and on The Toll. Subscribe if you've not yet already, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!